Matthew Hall, Commonwealth Light Middleweight Champion, thanks for joining FrankWarren.tv. On the 27th of June at the O2 Arena in London, Amir Khan takes on Andreas Kotelnik for the WBA Light Welterweight World title. On the same bill, you're making the first defence of your Commonwealth title, and across the ring is Anthony Small from Deptford. Not only are you defending your Commonwealth title, you're challenging for the vacant British title formerly held by Ryan Rhodes. My first question is, what were your initial thoughts when you were told not only that you were on one of the biggest shows of the year, but also that it would be against Anthony Small?
Well, the first thoughts in my head was one of excitement, really, because as a kid growing up, there's always been a dream to fight for a Lonsdale belt, because in my eyes it's the best belt in boxing, and I want to bring it home to Manchester and put it on my mantelpiece.
I mean, this is a match that really is a fan's favourite. It's what you call a proper 50-50. If you spoke to 10 people in the street, 5 of them would probably pick you and 5 Anthony Small. I mean, it's certainly not a small hall fight, pardon the pun, but I mean, certainly on paper, you can't blame them. Looking at your records, you know, you've got 23 fights to his 22. You both only have 1 loss on your record, and of your wins, you've both stopped 15. I mean, there are 3 opponents that spring to mind that you've both boxed. You boxed them within a year of each other when you did, and the results are very similar. Howard Clark, you stopped him in 5 rounds, and he went 6 with Anthony Small. Kevin Phelan, you both stopped in a round. The one that bucks that trend is Bradley Price. You know, Bradley Price gave Anthony Small his only loss, and it was a controversial loss. He claimed he could have carried on afterwards. When you boxed Bradley Price, you had, without doubt, the best night of your career in claiming his title and stopping him in a couple of rounds. If anything, what does this tell us about your fight on the 27th?
Not a lot really, because he was winning the fight, but he ran out of steam. So obviously he's probably gone back to the gym and worked on his stamina more than anything, so that he can carry his good early work into the later rounds. But like I say, styles make fights. He's a different style to Bradley Price, where Bradley Price, he's got good boxing skills, but he can be drawn into a fight and leave the openings as I exploited. But whereas Anthony Small, I can't see him coming too much into range and like wanting to infight with me personally.
Yeah, I mean, we've mentioned that Bradley gave Small the only loss of his career, and without dwelling on it, let's touch on yours. You only have 1 loss. It came in a different fashion. It was a devastating 1-round stoppage to Martin Concepcion, oddly enough, at the same venue, the O2. You did respond in the best way possible. You know, you came back with 6 wins in a little over 12 months actually, and 5 of those wins were stoppage wins. Very impressive all the way through, culminating in you winning the Commonwealth title you're going on to defend. Having come such a long way since that loss, is that loss something that you think about, that you're going to take with you, or is it something that on the 22nd will be absolutely no part of your preparation, and you won't be giving it a thought entering the O2 again for the first time?
It won't be entering my head. It's one of them, like, if you've been run over, you wouldn't ever want to cross the road again, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I say, I've come back from that defeat. More than anything, it's made me a better fighter, as I think I've boxed better fighters since then and beat them. And like I say, it's given me that fear in the back of my head now, where I used to think I'm indestructible. I can take any shot, can walk through anyone, because I've never been dropped, amateur or pro or even gym. Not really wobbled in my career, but now just put that thought in the back of my head where I need to move my head a little bit quicker. I need to keep my hands up and never take anyone for granted, especially when I'm training, especially for a big fight anyway.
I mean, touching on that a little bit, it's talking about Anthony Small. It's no secret that the added spice in this fight is that Anthony Small's just pure, you know, he has no lack of confidence at all. And when it comes to the customary press conferences and also like the weigh-in, you know that he's a guy that's going to run to the, you know, front and centre, look for the spotlight, and he'll be telling everyone exactly what he's going to do to you. It did remind me of the time we all spent together actually in Newcastle when you were there helping out your stablemate Robin Reed, who was also boxing with Anthony Small in the USA versus the UK Contender Series. You've seen firsthand a week's worth of Anthony Small's antics, his goading and his insults. How are you prepared now to be on the other side of that?
Well, like I say, talk don't win your fights, you know what I mean? Talk's cheap as far as I'm concerned. I'd rather be a man of action rather than words, because people don't want to hear all the like bravado beforehand, and you get in the ring and then you're not performing. I'd just rather keep my mouth shut, keep my mind on the job, and then show what I'm about on the night of the fight.
And on the night of the fight, victory obviously being a priority, but if you had to be pushed, what would your prediction be for that night?
I'll get him 9 to 10 rounds.
Matthew Hall in 9 to 10 rounds.
Yeah, he can run early, he can pick a few early rounds, but once I start stepping the pace up, I'll break him to 9 to 10 rounds.
Matthew Hall, Commonwealth champion and British title challenger, thanks very much for talking to FrankWarren.tv, and good luck for the 27th.
Thanks, mate. Thanks.